Hey everyone, it's Ani. Welcome back to a new video. So today's topic is going to be about your first time in the boudoir with them. So it might be a little bit of a spicier message today. And so, yeah, this is pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, pile number 4. This is the rune that goes with the pile number 1 for your first option. Pile 2 for the second option. Pile 3 for the third option. And pile number 4 for the fourth option. Okay. Timestamps are linked below, but those of you who want to stay for a little explanation, so I've been having quite a few people talk about how they don't understand how this works. So you're only going to watch the pile selection that you chose. So it's not all 4 of these piles, it's just the pile selection that you chose. And if you choose to watch another selection, then it's that one. But the entire video is of the 4, but each one of the piles is a different collective and different messages. So yeah. Also, a little bit about me, Ani. I am a former engineer, so I try to give a little bit more of a science background, psychology, psychiatry, like with the Meyer ink blots, and I try to make it a little bit different in some aspects. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started with pile number 1. I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm sorry I haven't been posting videos as often simply because I have been thinking about changing my content for the past while. Haven't decided if I'm fully going to change my content or whatnot, but I did want to inform you that Ani is thinking about it. And so if I do end up changing content, and hopefully you're not in surprise for that. Okay. Pile number 1. So your rune, I'm so sorry. I will forever be ignorant of the runes simply because actually I'll be 5 ever ignorant. If anybody gets that reference from My Little Pony, thank you. And you're my brony. And yeah. But yeah, I'm never going to look up what these runes mean because I'm just going to do it purely off of my instincts and my intuition and the energy that I'm currently getting from the rune. So I kind of see a thunderbolt, and I see this happening very quickly for you. And I definitely see some problems because I think of the Tower card sometimes with the thunderbolt. And I think of everything falling away to be rebuilt and needing time to recover. And so this could be also an indication of needing to rest. So, yeah. For your current energy check, I have the King of Pentacles. So you're doing well financially, and you are probably an earth sign, possibly. And you tend to be a little bit more domineering and masculine, and you you know how to build and create with in the material world. So you will deal with the tangible, and you kind of tend to show off material wise as well. So this could be like you have a very nice body and you work out, you go to the gym, you are physically very fit and attractive. Or you might do your makeup really well, or you might wear expensive clothing. You might, like, even if you don't know how, even if you don't know how, you already are. And I think you might be a little bit oblivious to your own appeal. You're able to manifest whatever it is you want. So basically, you're kind of creative in the bedroom, and you typically like using different positions. You might use toys, you might use different voices, sounds, smells. You just kind of experiment in the bedroom, or they might experiment. I see that it takes a long time for you to get to that point, though, for you to get into the bedroom, and you have a lot of baggage when it comes to, so this could be fears, insecurities, anxiety. I think you can get caught up in your head too much with what you're doing. And you're very nurturing and caring physically, so you could want to make sure your person climaxes with you before you do. So you might be a giver, and you you might have a child actually. So use precautions if you're not wanting to have a child. But yeah, that is in the realm of possibilities. But I definitely see that you two have this connection of physically wanting to touch each other and be with each other. And yeah. Okay, if that energy is resonating, then let's go ahead and dive into your first spicy encounter. Dang, so you're a little freak. It's okay. I can be. I would consider myself to be a quiet freak. Where I've calmed down quite a bit though, I think, now that I'm older. Anybody who's curious about how old Ani is, I'm 28, and yeah, I think in my early 20s, I wanted to experiment, try just so much, just because where I live, it's quite conservative, and so to rebel against that, I decided to go off and do whatever it is that I wanted. Yeah. First time in the bedroom. Oh, Ani's gonna be here too. I just want to make sure everything's recording. So you're not sitting here yapping and chattering when it's not recording. Okay, Ani is here to tell you this is going to be a one night stand. So I don't know if you're into hookup culture or if you're into just going to an event or a bar and just hooking up with someone, because that's kind of what this looks like. And try not to catch feelings for this person because they're not going to stick around. But how will it be in the bedroom? It will be very balanced. You will be a mixture of sweet and gentle and rough and forceful. I can definitely see that you'll be quite wet, and there'll be a lot of just liquids and fluids flowing. So this could be you making out with them beforehand, and it leads to the sexual encounter. And yeah, I see that it's going to be a slow build. So you're going to kind of start off with touching and caressing each other, and then it kind of just goes off into this world of chaos. So I don't think you're going to. I'm hoping that you use protection and everything, but I think this is more raw and purely physical, where it's I'm attracted to you physically and I just want you for the night, basically. And so, like, some part of this is not to say that it's not consensual, because if it's not, please verbalize that. And yeah. But I see to some extent that there is hesitancy into this encounter where it's I don't feel entirely comfortable, where I think those insecurities are still coming out, and I think they're going to calm you down, and they're going to, kind of how I was saying, using toys or different positions, they're going to do that same, there's still that same energy of I'm going to do different sexual acts upon you in order to get here. And you might not quite enjoy this. I think you might be a bit uncomfortable, but you both will climax at the end of this. And it's very controlled and kind of thought out. So this might be they saw you and wanted to move in on you, and they still want to have you in that aspect. So it might be a friends with benefits situation, but I don't think they're ready for a relationship quite yet, but they're going to kind of give you this roller coaster of what you're doing. So as you're changing positions, or what you're doing, or just the way they're pleasuring you will be a little bit different. This tends to be, I don't see that, like, it's a mixture of it being thought out and planned, but at the same time, I wasn't that planned. I think it's kind of, I want to get here, but if it doesn't happen, I totally respect and understand that if you don't want to go there. And they just kind of allow it to unfold naturally. And yeah, they'll be quite hard for you, and they'll just want to give it to you. if you're a female, you're going to be like they're going to be extremely lubricated, and yeah, if they're if you're with a man, then they're going to have a very nice, everything is going to be really nice down there. And yeah. Let's get into some oracles. I'm probably just going to do some zodiac signs for oracles simply because I I don't think you really need advice on do I like this sexual counselor. Because it seems as though you're gonna have a good time either way. So yeah. Some zodiac confirmations for this encounter. For those of you who like zodiac signs. And I'm probably just gonna get one. Dang. I'm not into hookup culture just because I used to. I really did. I enjoyed the act itself, but I don't know. I guess I just wanted something a little bit more emotional now since I started doing tarot, went into energy work, Reiki, spirituality, many names, and yeah. Okay, so for your zodiac confirmations, I have Capricorn, Gemini, Pisces. All of these are during a full moon. So the full moon is going to be important for you. Manifestation is going to happen. So try to manifest. Well, I mean, if you just want to hook up, you can just hook up. It's not really that big of a deal. But if you want something a bit more tangible, long lasting, you can manifest that as well. But back to what you love, or funny, because as I was saying that, they were saying reevaluate your desires. So yeah, and you see this person going off into this fairy world, and I just love that. So yeah. Hopefully that gave you some clarification into that. And if these zodiac signs aren't resonating with their sun sign, it could be their rising or their moon, or they might have some of these characteristics. So don't be dissuaded if they are not these zodiac signs. Reading is still meant for you. Okay, I'm going to clean up and start with pile 2. Yeah, Ani's happy to make videos for you again because I don't know, it satisfies me to be able to do these videos. I just like talking to you guys, even if it's just one person who watches my videos. Like, it really means a lot to me. Pile 2. So, your runestone. I'm going to probably say this for every pile. I don't know runestones. I will fight ever never know them because it's a My Little Pony reference. And if you don't understand it, please go watch the episode. My Little Pony is amazing. Yeah, friendship is magic. Friendship is magic. But I have this V. And my first thought, since these are all spicy messages, I thought vagina. So, yeah. So you might really think about it or want it, or you take care of yours really well, or yours is really nice. Like it's chef's kiss. And yeah. So that's kind of what I'm getting with this. So your current energy check is the Page of Crystals, the Six of Swords, the Ten of Crystals, and the Three of Swords. So you might be hooking up with someone because you are trying to alleviate some sort of heartbreak, some sort of struggle that you're dealing with internally. Like you could just be craving affection, and so you went off to get that love and comfort from someone. And you have a lot of people who are kind of after you and who want you. So you might have an orgy. That's kind of what I'm getting with that one. Or you might have multiple sexual partners or people that you're with. So you might be polyamorous, and or you're dating multiple people. Not entirely sure. So you're not exclusive quite yet. You're moving on. So I think this is like kind of confirming that yes, you're seeing and dating multiple people, and you're going to select one of them. One of them you're going to choose, and they're going to like, I think it kind of helps, reminds me of they're going to pull you out from this despair where it's like, I'm going to make you an offer. And I don't even like the word offer, but I'm going to collaborate with you and I want to help you get out of the situation that you're in. So this could be your mental anguish, this could be the pain from previous lovers, this could be somebody that's just trying to help you and be that person for you. So, dating a good person, a very considerate, kind person. See, and this is what I think is so funny because for me, it's I want to date a good person. And what I mean by that, I want to date somebody that's compassionate, patient, and caring, has principles and values, and sticks to their word, and they're able to upkeep their responsibilities. And it's that's kind of what sorry, Ani, not trying to say, hey, this is what you should have too, but it's a person that is like, the energy I'm getting is a person that is very compassionate and considerate of other people. They might have some tendencies to be a bit off, or it doesn't quite, it's quite a little bit frictional. And because I see there's these people ready to get into a fight, so they might be a bit hot-headed, easily irritated, and so yeah, they could be a little bit neurotic. um, that's okay. But yeah, if that energy is resonating, let's go ahead and get into your spicy encounter. Sorry, the alarm goes up. Like, you know, my really need to find a way to export these files. So if anybody has any tips or suggestions, please leave them below in the comments. Though, hey, Ani, I can help you export these files. seeking somebody to help edit videos. Yeah. Okay. So, right after that, this is going to be a very turbulent relationship because it seems as though you're going to, I don't know, necessarily be in a relationship, but then break up simply because the dynamic of the relationship isn't quite balanced, or you haven't quite healed yourself enough to be in a relationship, or there's some vulnerability issues that I'm seeing that might lead you to break up. Or it's also even, they might have some commitment issues, and or commitment, financial burdens, but there's something that's quite unbalanced, so it could be that aspect of the relationship. But diving into your first time in bed with them, so we have the lovers. So it's going to be quite compassionate. I keep saying compassionate, but it's going to be very loving and sweet and gentle. Like you would be the pile to make a love to each other and have it be very sensual, and there's a lot of touching and caressing, and yeah. Funny, this person is holding this crystal in their hands. So, and then the crystal's out here in reverse. So when you're meeting up together, you feel quite complete, and like you have this sense of you complete me. Basically, one or somebody in the relationship is not quite fulfilled without you. You're going to be quite, you're not going to be moving around as much. You're going to kind of pick your positions and stay in them. You might, I want to say, since this is the first time, you are going to, it's going to be quite magical in a sense of, I see feathers, so they might be really light and they'll be very soft and gentle with you. Or if you're a man, they'll be very soft and sweet and gentle, like when you're touching them and all that. And then, see, there's this level of it being unbalanced, where it's, they might, I kind of see them juggling. So I think, like, sorry if you can hear the coughing in the background, that is, yeah. But as I was saying, like maybe one of you might be sick even. in during this encounter, and you'll get the other person sick. And yeah. So I kind of see there's this disappointment in what kind of, I don't know, it's not necessarily disappointment. It's, I kind of, sorry, I'm losing my train of thought simply because I think that's kind of why there's a bit of distraction, just because I think they're not really able to focus solely on you. I think, so this person might have ADHD, or not trying to diagnose anybody. I would have to do an examination and all that stuff. And I also can't really diagnose anyone because I don't have a license, but I have all the training and skills if you want Ani's recommendations for anything. So yeah, I also see that, like, they might, I kind of see there's like this telepathic communication between the two of you. So there's that energy and synchronicities between the two of you. But as I was saying with the disappointment card, they might. I don't think you're disappointed, but it kind of has that energy of them healing. Like, not necessarily healing, but trying to help you with a broken heart and help you in a situation to, like, out of a situation that you're in currently. And you're going to be holding each other, cuddling and kissing and all that fun stuff. And yeah. Um, and see, this is where the energy of I want to be in a relationship with you, but there's something that's holding them back. And like, you're going to be kind of inseparable after that. But then it kind of seems as though you're overwatching them too much, and you kind of will pull back. And I think there's like some sort of, they're going to play with themselves at some point, and you're going to watch. And that's kind of a whole situation there. But they'll be quite methodical and analytical with you, and just kind of watching the way you sound, the way you breathe, and the way you react to how they're touching you. And so, yeah. And I also see, and then it just kind of leads into, I don't know if you will actually be able to orgasm with them, because I don't know if you'll be able to relax enough to get to that point, or if, because there's that level of that thunderbolt. Oh, sorry. that's a different pile because you had the V, you had the vagina card. But there's this level of it just being so chaotic and so like sudden and yeah. And I see this like crystal, like it's kind of being represented in these two images where it's I think you I don't know if necessarily you started anything in the past or like were about to, but I can definitely see you on the verge of doing something and that happening. But your first time is going to be quite romantic and pleasurable. And yeah, let's get some zodiac confirmations for you. That was just also the tarot section. I don't think I'm going to end up doing a full on oracle section simply because I don't really think the encounter will need zodiac signs for this encounter. Okay. So your zodiac confirmations are Aries, Cancer, and Taurus. So that might be their sun sign, their rising moon sign, or their like I can't remember what the other aspects of your astrology chart is, but yeah, might have some of these characteristics. And if they are not, it's okay. The interpretation and everything I said still resonates simply because you selected the pile. And yeah, some extra advice is treasure your loved ones. It is important to love others deeply. Ironic enough because it's the people that kind of going off into the beginning with you dating multiple people and possibly being polyamorous or just having many friends, or I don't know entirely what the situation is. If you want to explain, please leave a comment below. But the people that are there for you who want to listen and see you grow and are there, definitely make sure you treasure them and let them know that you care about them and that they are important to you, because you see this little drop, like you crying or something, they're going to be there for you. And they're your whole entire world. And so, yeah, they're going to hold you and comfort you once again. So, it's going to be okay. My little ghoul. My Ani loves you. And Ani's always going to be here for you. So, yeah. Going to go ahead and get started with pile 3. Sorry, I'm not really cleaning up these piles. Wait, yeah, I'm not really cleaning up these piles simply because they're not, I don't have to take that long. And, yeah. Pile 3. So you are this R, I think, in the runes. Disclaimer, Ani is 5 ever from My Little Pony. I've said this for all my piles. 5 ever, never going to know what these runes mean. I'm doing this purely off of my instincts, my intuition, and yeah, my interpretation of them from the image. But I see this R, so I can see a return. I also see mountains. I kind of think of Thor's hammer or something. So protection, maybe attacking somebody. Somebody dancing, having a good time. So yeah. That's what I got from your runestone. Sorry, funny. Yeah. For your current energy check, you're reaching a state of completion. So you could be moving on to boyfriend, girlfriend. You could have gotten engaged. You could be getting married. So your first encounter could be a little bit deeper than that. So you're trying to grow this connection, and you've been going on several dates, and it's just going to be a possibility. You also have lots of options. So this person could be saying, no, I don't want you to have all these options. I want you to be my girlfriend, and that's it. That's all that's happening. So you're going to be selecting somebody. So you could be doing the whole online dating, or I don't know. Funny enough, the Ten of Pentacles have been coming out in quite a few of the readings, but yeah. So there's this energy of having happy family, materially being very happy, very satisfied. You're just overall doing very well, and you might be working out. You're very attractive. You're very alluring, and yeah, that energy is resonating. Let's dive into your reading. Oh, so your first encounter, I'll get to it. Your first spicy encounter with them. Oh, lots of messages. Okay, so your spicy encounter. There's always this level of injustice. Sorry, not always. I just meant there might be some similarities in pile one, I believe. Yeah, if you want to check that out as well. Okay, so your spicy encounter, your first time, you might let them tie you up. You might be into bondage and BDSM, S&M. Yeah, I don't even know what that is. S&M. I'm sorry. I might look experienced, but at the same time, I'm still a novice. Okay, but they're gonna be wanting to confine you, and they're going to want to blindfold you, and yeah, it's not going to be very balanced though. Oh, sorry. I was thinking this is the Six of Pentacles. So I'm still going to say this is not going to be very balanced just because they might be a little bit rushed. Well, there is the Justice in reverse as well. But they're kind of not controlling, and I think it's that they don't want to settle down. I think that's why there's this level of I still want to keep my options open, basically. Like, I think it's this hard part because they might be attracted to multiple different people, and you're just one of the people that they're also attracted to. And so that could be a struggle. But your pile is in a healthy relationship with balancing work and this relationship. But I'm sorry, like in the bedroom, like they're just not going to be super controlling in that aspect. Like they like BDSM, but they might be a switch basically. And I kind of get that extra confirmation with them being a switch with the Two of Pentacles as well, where they like kind of juggling and doing multiple things to you at the same time. I think they might be a little bit greedy in some aspects of the relationship where they want you to cater to all their needs or all their desires and everything. And yeah, they might not let you rest. They might just want to have you all the time and just kind of. So you might go at it, and then they're gonna be tell you, "I want to go again," and yeah. Then we have the Ace of Swords in reverse. So you're not gonna get much clarity into this relationship, and yeah, you might have problems. What I mean by you might have problems simply because you don't get that clarity of are we together? It's kind of weird because I get two collectives where there's a pile that's we're completing, so we are girlfriend boyfriend, and I think there is what's the next steps after this? What's kind of what are we working towards? Where are we going? Where is what are we doing? Kind of. And I don't know if you're prepared or one of you is prepared for that. So you're not going to be disappointed. You're kind of satisfied throughout this encounter. I think you might be somewhat dissatisfied simply because it might have been too rushed, it might have been too soon, you might be second guessing yourself and all that aspects of a relationship. There's this and there's this level of deceit that is happening and betrayal and lies, and I think this person, okay, not to be weird, but this person might be cheating on you. And I don't want to, don't, I don't want to alarm anybody. But oh, as I say that, one of my lights in my candle goes off. So that might be confirmation that yeah, they might be yeah, I didn't want to alarm anybody. So like if you're the person that you're seeing better than I do. So if they're not, then take that and whatever I say with a grain of salt. And yeah. But you're going to be celebrating in the end simply because like you're gonna be, you know, climaxing. Whether you climax together or not, I don't entirely know. And so sorry, I just wanna relight that candle. You're going to be here as I do that because I would be slightly more if that candle is not relit. Oh my gosh, I'm burning myself as I'm doing this. So, um, oh my god, burnt. I'm sorry. Maybe I might trying to light this without hurting myself. Come on, light. I might just leave. Okay, I might just leave it turned off simply because I doesn't want to hurt herself. I'm trying to relight this candle, so I'm sorry. This goes to show, like, you're going to break up. There's a lot of, I think you might try to save this relationship, and you're like, I think you're really sweet. I think you're really, I like you a lot. I'm super attracted to you. Like, there's this level of attempting to try and reignite something. But I think it's better to let this go and just call it for what it is. It was just a hookup, it was just what it's meant to be. Which I think that's kind of where that energy of completion is coming from as well. So some of you might be going off into getting into a relationship, being their girlfriend, getting married. Well, some of you are just completion of the relationship where you realize we are not compatible, we have different values, we want different things, we want to live our lives differently. And so celebrating in that aspect of we're going to hook up with each other and have I don't know if you might even go all the way though. Like there's just this aspect of holding back in this collective. So yeah. Well, I'm sorry if you don't actually get to climax with this person because yeah. Let's go ahead and get some zodiac confirmations. Man, I'm sorry. If I didn't get to climax with a person, I'm going to go finish what I started. Not to be mean or anything, but kind of still want to, you know. Some zodiac confirmations. Okay. So this card actually came out in reverse. So your zodiac confirmations are Leo, Libra, Taurus, and new moon. So you might be need kind of confirmation that you need to release someone or somebody. Yeah. And listen with your heart. You're listening, but need to hear with a loving heart. This is in reverse. So I would say I don't want to say listen with your heart. I want to say like don't listen with your heart basically. This is going to be so counterintuitive, but don't do that. Hear what people are saying and then go based off of their behavior and their actions and kind of that aspect of, oh, this person isn't that into me, or oh, this person doesn't listen to me. Okay, so mind you, there are people who have ADHD. I don't, or are neurodivergent, or whatever label that they want to identify with. Ani, yeah, is here to support you in whatever label you choose, you know? But yeah. So I'm gonna say, like, I can see that you care about them, you love them, you want to be there for them, but just try to take it with a grain of salt and watch their behavior and the way they treat you and their actions and that aspect of it. Yeah. But like, don't be so like, be understanding and probably address the situation if you don't like the way that they're treating you. Is all. But yeah. Pile 4. I'm going to rage bait you. I will put a disclaimer every single time. I don't know Norse. Okay. I will stop saying this eventually, but I don't know the runes and their symbology and everything. I just interpret them off of my intuition and the images that I think that it is saying to me. And so when I say stone speak to me, that's basically what's happening. Okay. So I kind of see this level of protection and being closed off. And kind of being guarded. I see this X, like, yeah. So that's resonating. Then let's dive into your energy check. Dealing with a lot of anxiety, releasing burdens, trying to make this slow, extremely painfully slow. Like they're not probably even moving into that realm. Like I think this person is so extremely slow moving that it causes you anxiety. Like there are problems that there is going to be taken off of you and it's going to be released, and you're also the pile that does not get a candle, sadly, simply because I put it out by accident. Yeah, kept trying to burn myself with trying to relight it, and so yeah. So I think this person is just extremely cautious, extremely guarded, and it's going to take a while to have them open up to you and be vulnerable with you. So or it's just like they're dealing with financial issues, they might be dealing with work, they might be busy. So, yeah. If that energy is resonating, let's dive into your spicy encounter. So I just want to double check. Oh, so this might be a makeup situation. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. I think they're gonna be surprised with how they feel about you. Like the amount of emotions that they feel for you. They're going to be like love struck for you. So you're going to kind of be in this. Your first encounter with them is you being off in your own little world. So, as I was saying, like this, I don't know. I don't think it was for this collective, but you might have a tend to be by yourself, be solitary, be very reserved, and yeah. I think it's this level of they're not allowing you to rest. So they want to see you all the time. And they are very slow moving, and like there's a level of conflict between the two of you that will be resolved simply because, so this might be a makeup intercourse that might be happening. And sorry, I usually always get extra confirmation for tower moments where it's like, tell me, what's this tower moment? Okay. So this person is a king of swords. So they're they're very thoughtful, and they might be in a high status position. So your encounter with this person is very like, I wouldn't say necessarily strategic, but it might be that they were planning this kind of all along, and they're just very masculine, and there might be very intelligent, and they use words to excite you, and you might be attracted to that. It's not going to be entirely balanced though. And see, and this is kind of where this tower moment is happening. where I think you had a certain type that you might have been attracted to. And that cycle is going to be completed where you're no longer going to be attracted to these people anymore. They're kind of manipulative and they abuse their power. They might abuse their looks and everything that they have. And since you're completing this cycle, you're no longer going to feel trapped or entangled by them. But yeah, that's what that kind of energy is telling me. Because I kind of see this, towers for me are never a good situation where they're awful. It's just, you know, this is where ego and pride and all these other emotions come out. And yeah, you are going to climax. So you might be going to a party or an event, and then you see them, and you're just kind of, I want to just have you and just be there with you. I, yeah. So we have the Page of Wands as well, where they kind of have this. There's just like, I have this desire to come rushing in and just take you and just give you my genitals. And yeah, I think, as I was saying, this could be a makeup encounter since you might have been arguing, you might not have been satisfied. You're very emotionally fulfilling to them. So they see you very nurturing and kind and sweet. And I, yeah. But they have a lot of passion, desire to have you and just be with you. So, yeah. They might have, it's like a mixture of passion and not. I don't know. I don't even know if you're actually going to end up completing your sexual encounter just because I feel as though you might just see this moment and all the red flags and just end up deciding, I don't want to do this and just leave. That's kind of what I'm getting from this pile. So I'm so sorry. Like, I can't help what comes out with the tarot cards, but let's go ahead and get you some zodiac confirmation and yeah. So, I think it's one more. So, zodiac confirmation is Scorpio, Taurus, Pisces, and full moons may be important for you, so manifestation is important for you. The forgiveness card came out in reverse. Nothing is gained by holding on to past disappointments. It came out in reverse. So you're going to hold on to these past mistakes. You're going to learn from these past mistakes, and you're going to forgive yourself, not them, and you're going to move on, basically. That's kind of what I interpret that as in its reverse context. In its reverse context. Oh, yes. So this is what that means and everything. Yeah. But anyway, that's all I have for you, my Onotarians. Leave a like, subscribe, a comment below, because they're all free and it helps support the channel. And I hope you share this with your friends and mock me and do everything that children do. Also, I am giving away this poster. So if you comment below with your email address, your email address, or you're the first person to comment and say you want this. I don't know if necessarily. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's the first person to comment that poster, and I will get in contact with you, and I will ship out this poster to you. And yeah, I'm giving this poster away, so hopefully you can see what this is. I don't even know what it is, but I got it, and yeah, so if you want to claim it or anything, comment below. But that's all I have for you, my honor.